Hey everyone, welcome back to Critical Mass. We just covered Big Hero 6, which I gave a B-, and Rich gave an A-.
I did.
Pretty decent scores.
Yeah.
Especially for a kid's
Oh
movie.
yeah. I mean, if you're taking an average, it's a go see.
I suppose.
Isn't it?
Don't even rub that in my face. So now we're going on to Dumb and Dumber 2. Everyone is back for this one. It's 20 years later, not only in our reality, but in the movie as well.
Yep.
They are still the same people, same mannerisms and everything. They just look a little bit older.
Yeah.
But so, let's take a look.
Oh, yeah. Hey, who's this?
That's Butthole. I found him out in the alley a couple years ago.
Why'd you name him Butthole?
Oh, because of this.
Oh, yeah. Good name. Totally fits. I like what you've done with the place. Nice cappuccino machine. Who's the astronaut?
Oh, that's my roommate.
Roommate? You got a new roommate?
Well, I mean, I had to get somebody to pay your half of the rent while you were in the hospital. How's it going, Ice Pick?
Best day ever. Greatest day of my life, really.
Pick cooks up a rock candy that'll make you dizzy. Folks come from all over the city to buy it.
It's burning my eyes. Must be Cajun style.
Actually, I think Jeff Daniels looked pretty much the same.
He did.
pretty disheveled.
I mean, it's not that
in
he's
both movies.
aged badly. He's just always looked old.
He's always looked like that.
Yeah.
Just rumpled.
Rumpled is a good term.
Yeah. Now, is anyone really like clamoring for a sequel?
Yeah,
Other than
absolutely.
Jim Carrey?
Oh, no, I was going to say Jim Carrey.
That's what I mean.
And I think the Farrelly brothers. I think their careers
Yeah.
are kind of right back where they were 20 years ago. This was the Farrelly brothers' first movie, am I correct?
I think they're getting Dumb and Dumber. I do.
Exactly. I mean, they kind of took off in the 90s as like PG-13 shock comedy, and sometimes rated R, I guess. But
There's Something About Mary.
yeah,
Yeah.
Me, Myself, and Irene,
Yep.
that sort of thing. Jim Carrey did this career shift where he used Dumb and Dumber to make even sillier movies and then become an actor and then come back around.
Right.
Where he's just dropped. And so I think he was more than keen to do this movie. Jeff Daniels, recent Emmy winner, might I add. And actually, when the first Dumb and Dumber was made, they didn't want him because he was too good of an actor.
Too serious.
Too
not,
serious.
Not comedic enough.
And he's back at the same point, and then he does this movie kind of for the fun of it.
And maybe to finally get a decent paycheck. I heard that Jim Carrey got like $7 million for
Yeah.
the first one, and that the Farrelly brothers say Daniels got 50 grand.
Oh my gosh. It must have been fun, right?
Yeah.
Make a road trip movie, have it be really successful. Teenagers
In
are
Salt
quoting
Lake.
it. Yeah, in Salt Lake, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. I mean, that was 20 years ago. That was in a time when quotable movies were the thing.
As the movie keeps telling you, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
It shoves it in your face.
Yes.
And the jokes worked back then. We were all kind of in an immature age, and I say we all, I just mean it was the 90s. I don't know. Did you like the movie?
You know
Richard?
what? When I first saw Dumb and Dumber, I was 27.
Oh, so you saw it well after.
Right? I don't think I was the demo back then.
No.
And I kind of saw it going, I didn't really think it was all that funny. It had
Yeah.
some quotable lines,
Yeah.
obviously. And I'd seen it once, and that was it.
Yeah.
But then, of course, Jim Carrey takes off. So 20 years later, this movie comes out. I'm like, I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber in a long time. So let me just watch it. I watched it a couple days before the sequel.
I did the same thing.
And I went, I still don't think it's that funny. I do recognize like at least a dozen lines that people have used ad nauseum since then.
They quoted it to death.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was all that great. Okay. And then the second one comes, and I'm going, wow, it really references itself a lot.
But not in a good 22 Jump Street sort of way.
No, in a way of like it reuses a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
And to me, breaks a lot of rules of sequel making. Inventing characters that were not there in the first movie that
Yeah.
really kind of matter to the overall storyline. I'm like, that guy wasn't in it. Why do we care? Who's Peace Dane?
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. Again, referencing itself a whole lot. I found it sad that a lot of the parts that I liked, and I didn't like a lot of them, were based on the first movie.
It's true.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going on. I mean, even the closing credits, they show you a side-by-side image slideshow of
Old and new.
old and new, trying to make this movie seem just as classic as those scenes from the original.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say classic. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was never a big fan, much like you.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, yeah, you laugh at fart jokes and poo jokes, but those are probably the best parts of the movie.
But you know what? At the end, I found myself going, well, I wasn't the demo then. I guess I'm not now. But I wonder who is the demo for this movie. And as if on cue, the stinger comes up,
Yeah.
and they're basically teasing, saying there's going to be another sequel in another 20 years.
Yeah.
And a woman behind me goes, is that for real? Are they kidding? And I'm going, there's your demo. There's your demo right there. Dumb and Dumber.
That makes me real sad.
Yeah.
She's probably one of our viewers.
Yeah,
which
it could be. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I gave myself a quota at the beginning of this movie. I said, I don't expect to like it, which is wrong to say for me as a critic, but I really wanted it to kind of just make me just gut laugh. And I said, I'm going to give it 3 gut laughs. And if it goes above that, or even reaches that, this is a good movie.
Okay.
I did not laugh once.
Yeah, I found myself going,
Yeah.
but no real laugh. I think maybe one laugh that involved the car from the first movie, how they handled that.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah.
And the other times I went, did they just go where I thought they went? I'm almost offended that they thought I would find this funny.
No, it's weird to say that it's outlandish because it's a Dumb and Dumber movie.
It's outlandish.
But it's extremely outlandish.
It's almost offensive.
Yes.
It's almost stupidly offensive.
Yeah. And not even in a crass way.
A couple.
Well, yeah, there are a couple moments, but no, I'm saying, yeah, there's that. But it's like,
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed for watching this just because I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, in the trailer, they set it up that Lloyd has been playing a joke on Harry for the last 20 years,
Yeah.
faking being, I guess, brokenhearted over his real-life ex-wife, which is great. Which was one of the few jokes I went, oh, that works great. You don't want ginger kids, do you? And all that
Yeah.
stuff. But we saw that in the trailer, but we don't see how it ends, how that joke ends.
Yeah.
And how that joke ends is right before the titles. And when they go into that, you know what I'm talking
Yes.
about? I went, oh no, I'm in for 2 hours of these kinds of jokes. The stuff that didn't work in Three Stooges.
No.
You know?
Exactly.
I was like, oh no.
But you're supposed to like it because it's these 2 characters, right?
Or that it's Three
But
Stooges.
it's
yeah.
not
It
these
didn't
same
work.
characters because, Jeff Daniels was his same character. If anything, he dumbed it down a little bit more than in
Okay.
the previous movie. Jim Carrey looked like he was trying to recapture this magic of a character,
Yeah.
but he wasn't even dumb. What the dialogue did instead was each of them set up a joke so they could be dumb right after, whereas the original movie was kind of like they ended up in dumb situations because how dumb they were. But they weren't creating jokes just to prove how idiotic they were.
I also thought that Jeff Daniels set up a whole lot more jokes and Carrey just delivered the punchlines.
Yeah.
And when did Dumb and Dumber become mean and dumber? Like Jim Carrey's character's mean
Yeah, he
to
is.
Harry. Whereas before they were kind of dumb together and
Yeah.
didn't even realize one was being mean to the other. And this is another thing. It's Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
It isn't everybody dumb. They're surrounded by people who take them seriously. And I'm going, oh, come on.
I feel like the Farrelly brothers are just out of time.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't realize how to make a comedy. I think they think they're in 1994.
Yeah.
and
I feel
everyone's
bad.
going to eat up these silly sitcom situations. It felt like they had a cartoon for Dumb and Dumber, for example, right after the movie was successful,
And a prequel
and a prequel.
that they had nothing to do with, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prequel is probably more funny. Yikes.
Yikes.
But this movie seemed like a script for one of their cartoons that they never made, and so they put it in a movie.
I just feel bad because Kingpin.
I like Kingpin.
You know,
That's
I'm
actually
like,
the lone
where-
Farrelly Brothers movie I
Yeah,
can tolerate.
where are these guys? You
Yeah.
know, where are the guys that made that? It's a shame. I have a feeling in about a year you're going to see there's something else about Mary.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They're just going, what made money before? These are our 2 big ones. Let's just make another one.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. I felt like this was a cash grab. Let's try to resuscitate our careers by redoing a movie that was big.
But will people like it who like the first one?
I'm thinking no. I have a feeling that most people are going to say it's not as funny as the first one.
Mm-hmm. So for me, comedy sequels just don't work. Because they say, people like this, and this is what 22 Jump Street did so well.
They'll like more of it.
It referenced it so often, and maybe a little too often, but, it's like the Hangover 2 curse.
Yeah.
People liked it the first time, let's do the exact same thing.
People like it again.
Let's go on another road trip and have some guy trying to take him down the whole time.
And they liked it so much, let's make a third.
Please no. So, I don't know. I struggle with my rating on this one because I want to give it an absolute F. But I don't know if I can because there are some people that...
Be true to yourself, damn it.
It's an F. This movie is an F.
I think it's an A. No,
Yeah.
for all you people that like it, like me. No, I really thought that it's not even like an average comedy.
No.
It's a below average
Yes,
comedy.
you're right.
I'm in the area of like D+.
Okay.
I didn't think it was very funny at all. It was almost 2 hours of going, that's not a comedy. I'm sorry.
But it's,
And I like crass stuff.
Yeah.
But that was just
On the same
dumb
note,
stuff.
I remember 20 years ago seeing Siskel and Ebert do their year-end special.
Okay.
And they talked about Dumb and Dumber being one of the worst movies of the year.
Oh, wow.
And I'm 13 saying, are you kidding me?
Kidding?
It's like, wasn't that bad? You guys are elitists, or whatever. It's more like my voice is great. You guys are elitists.
You guys are elitists.
We're sitting here doing the exact same thing.
I was going to say, maybe we're not the demo, but also, I just don't think it's that good.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, I think one of the funniest movies ever made is like Team America, World Police, or South Park the movie.
Yeah.
Nasty, crass stuff, but it was done better, in my opinion, than this. This stuff
Absolutely.
was just not funny.
Yeah. No cleverness at all. Trying to make new one-liners, and it doesn't work.
Lots of unnecessary plot twists that are no surprise.
No.
Just to go, oh, here's a twist in the movie. No, it isn't. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, is my rating.
Yeah, it's one of those movies you find yourself going, what way could they have made this funny? Because the first one wasn't all that funny.
I'll say this movie makes Anchorman 2 seem really, really good. And that's too bad.
Wow. So basically, wait or don't bother.
It's the bottom of the barrel for comedy sequels.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us this time on
kind of a
critical,
downer ending.
on super critical mass, I guess we should call it. Hopefully next week we'll have something better to talk about. We're talking Hunger Games and a documentary, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, I should say. And a documentary called The Overnighters. We may have some other things to talk about, but as of right now, that's it for next week.
Nice. And so just make sure support Indie Ogden.
Indie Ogden, that's
Art
right.
House Cinema 502.
Yep.
Do you have any?
KPDR
Indeed.
as well. Check them out on Facebook. They're KPowder19. And of course, make sure you get on the internet and check out the website for Art House Cinema 502. Again, you can rent this place out. You could be on our set.
We'll let you sit right there.
Yeah, you can sit right here. It's warm. It's the only part that is warm.
So until next time, I'm just gonna cut you off. Remember, we're not cynical.
Even though we ripped the hell out of that movie.
Yeah.
We're just critical.
Sorry.
Do you have any movies that we haven't talked about that you could give like a one-line review to? Because for me, I'm going to stick them in the credits. Because I thought something like this. My one-line movie for Equalizer, Home Alone Depot.
Jeremy Renner stars in Kill the Messenger. It's great acting, pretty good docudrama, but not much of an ending.
Gone Girl, deliciously twisted. Check it out.
In John Wick, Keanu Reeves is back. Do the impression. I'm thinking
he's back.
as an action star who doesn't need to emote at all, and he's incredible in it, and it's a very fun movie. Go see it.
Laggies. Keira Knightley and Chloe Grace Moretz are somewhat miscast, but they overcome it with the presence of Sam Rockwell. It's a pretty decent little coming-of-age flick. Not too bad.
I think that's it.